Okay, well, just on a walk around the neighbourhood, I suppose, getting my exercise in for the day. And for me, it's a great time to think, to sort my shit out. Well, kind of helps me get my shit together. And, well, I think what's important when you have a mental health type stuff issue going on is to take time to do that. Because I know how easy it is to say, bottle up things or lock yourself away in your room and pretend that it's not happening, or to do whatever you need to do to hide the pain of feeling the way we do. And, well, I think it's important to accept that it's okay to not be happy. It's okay to doubt yourself, and you can't just blame it on, because really what it is life is there to be taken for us. Like, we have to take what we want. And, well, that's where taking the time to, well, take a step back, change your surroundings, does wonders for me. Because it's fucking great to get out of the house, for starters. But also, it's just really great to just have some time, even if it's a short amount of time, where you're not wrapped up in your own head. That you're not just, well, because look, I'm assuming I'm the same as a lot of other people. We all feel like we're all prisoners in our own minds. And, well, plane. But yeah, like, and to have take the time for yourself to, well, unplug, disconnect, to, well, you have to want something better for yourself. You do. And I should really plan these things out better. But what I suppose is, what really matters is that you take the time to look out for you, to look after yourself. And you have to excuse me, there's a lot of cars around at the moment, because really at the end of the day, and it's going to rain, great, because you're your own star player, you're the person that matters most, and as much validation as we get for doing things for other people. And look, I really get a lot of my own self-worth out of how other people see me and because I don't often feel very good about myself. And so when I make other people happy, it makes me feel like I'm worthwhile, that I'm worth it, I guess. And just I suppose what it is for me is I'm trying to not be so hard on myself, and also at the same time just because when I say that, like, you got to look after your own star player, that's very true, but you can't put yourself entirely above everyone else, because other people matter too. And I don't know. When I left the house with my camera, I thought I'm going to try some new ideas to keep the video thing exciting for me, and And now I'm kind of lost for words, which is really strange for me. This is really just a test run. I don't even know if I'm really going to put it online or not anyway, but this is just a test. Just to see how it all works, and so, well, I know, because I really want to keep reaching out to you guys, because I've got a WordPress blog as well, where I write a lot of stuff, but what I'm working on getting better at is actually learning to vocalize my feelings, because when I write, I take the time and I choose my words, and I'm very careful about what I say sometimes. Whereas when I decide to do something like this, it's not that complicated. I just pick up my camera and take it with me and talk to the bloody thing. So, yeah, I know this thing this originally had a subject, but the reality of it's just kind of just a rambling on video, I suppose, like a lot of my other ones are too. But yeah, just trying to work out how best I can do this thing, because I really like it. I really like connecting with people, being able to, share what I feel, and I suppose it's a bit of an ego thing, but it's as much about getting things off my own chest as well as it is about connecting, and it's about validation, and it's about doing something more proactive, I suppose. So it's because look, the reality of it's very simple to just accept a lot in life and just, that's what, and think to yourself, that's kind of all I'm meant to be, or all I'm meant to have, or all I'm meant to do. But that's never enough for me. And yeah, it's just for me, the thing is for me is I have a lot of trouble letting go. That's primarily because I don't often connect with people. It's kind of been a problem like my whole life. And it's some things that not a lot of other people can really understand, do you know? And that's why I suppose what I do all this shit for. Because as much as I love to write, and as much as I love to tell stories, I kind of feel like this is what I'm meant to do, to help other people, because it helps me too. So yeah, I should always plan something, and I always say it. Every video I've done in the last year or so has basically said the same sort of thing, that I should plan, but I never do because I'm lazy. I've always been lazy. I hate it, but I am. And really, that's when you need to surround yourself with people, positive-minded people who believe in you, who can help you believe something that you try. Like for me, it's believing that I'm worthwhile, that I'm a good person. Well, because I know I'm a good person, but in terms of, I don't always feel convinced that I deserve to be happy, or that or deserve like to connect with people. I'm talking a real connection, not just someone who you get along with because you're attracted to them or whatever. I'm talking a real deep, meaningful connection. And it's, in my experience, it's never quite that simple. So it's weird. Because it never is. Well, it's not weird. It's simple. It isn't that simple. Well, I keep doubling up. But, I suppose I just needed to reconnect. I don't know if anyone's even going to watch this. I do care. I was going to say I don't care, but I do. But really what I want to say, I suppose, is don't be afraid to reach out to somebody. Don't be afraid to, because I can't do it. I still can't. I try really hard, but I just can't. And I think I know why. Because, well, I don't want to trouble anyone with how I'm feeling, or if I'm lonely or whatever. I don't want to burden other people. And I suppose it's also because I don't want to reach out to someone and have them like not have time for me, or to not be enough. Because I have an awful lot of expectations on people, unfortunately. And it's easier to, well, keep people at an arm's distance, and because then if you don't make the effort, then they don't get close, and then that way they don't let you down, or they don't make you feel something you don't want to feel. Like, I don't often have real, like, focused, meaningful feelings. Like, I'm trying to work out if that makes sense. But, well, I've only ever been in love once in my whole life. And I'm talking, like, I've had a few crushes in my time and that sort of thing, but, like, in terms of real deep feeling, it's never been there. And I've been in long-term relationships before where and look, this is me being an idiot, but I've stuck around with people even though I didn't love them. And I just think about all the time I wasted and all the opportunities I've missed. And, well, I don't want to feel that way. Kind of, just to change topic for a second, which is completely unheard of course. Horrible bloody weather day today. Ugh. Terrible. But, really should have picked a better day to go for a walk. But hey, I haven't done, look, when I didn't have to go back, when I wasn't at school and I had all the belief in the world that I could change everything, and it's very easy to feel like you can accomplish anything and you can make all the changes in the world when you've got no pressure. And I can't handle pressure. And it's kind of like a nice big slap in the face, in a way. But at the same time, I'm learning not to be so hard on myself. So I try to look at it in terms of, well, I actually took the initiative to change. As opposed to just assuming straight off the top of the bat that I wouldn't ever be able to do it. And I suppose what's most frustrating for me is that, well, I feel like I've come along so far, because I really have. I've removed the majority of all my unhealthy vices and all my little coping mechanisms, and all the things that I suppose I'd always look back on later on and be ashamed of it. But it's different now, and I suppose what I'm frustrated most about is that, well, I feel like a lot of things are working out, but not the things I want to most. But I know it takes time and it takes work, and that's what I've got to work on next, I suppose. And really it's a lot harder than I thought it would be. Really, it is. It's a lot harder than I thought it could be. And I suppose now I understand why it was so easy to be lazy and complacent and just plod along and accept things, but really I can't accept anything. I can't I can't not look back sometimes. Especially, well, for me, the things that I often look back on are times in my life when I was happy. And I said this to my psychiatrist the other week. She's like, tell me the last time you were really happy. And I started firing off a few things. It's usually about being fucked up or having sex or something like that. But she asked me to list the last time I remember being happy when I wasn't high or drunk or fooling around or whatever. And I can't really think of anything. And I don't mean to sound all self-indulgent, because look, this isn't a self-pity party. This isn't about me, going on about woe is me, blah blah blah. But I suppose maybe it is a little. I feel like it sounds like it is, but hopefully it's not. But I've been running away from a lot of things for a long time, and I suppose it's probably as close to down as I'll get when I post a video on here, because as much as I hate feeling that way, I don't want anyone else to know me like that until I know I can trust them, which is a strange and cold sort of thing to say, but it's all self-defense, it's all, because for me it's the same as like letting someone into your heart, or it's the same as letting someone into your heart. It's easy enough to take rejection and disappointment and all these other things that people do, but as soon as you lower the walls, and what I mean by walls is the little defenses we all put in ourselves to protect ourselves from being hurt by other people. It's once those walls go down, and that's even worse when it's involuntary. Like when some people, and I don't often meet people who make me feel like this, but sometimes some people in your life can, touch you in a way you didn't expect, or that it could be the way you are together. It could be the conversations you have. It could be how you feel when they look at you. It could be something like that. And I'm not even talking just necessarily about anything romantic either. I'm talking about, it could be a number of different ways of putting it, I suppose, but really it's just, I suppose it's precious, but it's also the most scariest thing in the fucking world, and it terrifies me and excites me and inspires me. It keeps me doing what I showed at the start, which is putting one foot in front of the other, because as dark as things get, and things can get pretty dark, the one chance that it might not be the same tomorrow, that the sun may break from the clouds. Look, everyone has a rough idea of what they want from their lives, what they want from, say, partners, and what they want from, like, success and all that type of junk. And I always used to say, well, all I ever want is to be happy. But the sad reality of it is that, well, I don't know if I remember how. You know, the things I enjoy, you know, like I love my comic books and I love my movies and I love dorking out. Like, I've seen the Avengers like 5 times in the cinema and I fucking love that movie. You know, the chances the moments I get chances to dork out. But really, I've always kind of needed external sources to find my own happiness, I guess. And like, I want to be able to say that, you know, it's all our responsibility to make ourselves happy, which is true to an extent. But I suppose what I'm struggling with at the moment is because things are working out in some ways, but in other ways they're not. And I'm just impatient. It makes me wonder if anything will ever be enough. That, like, I'm trying really hard to, well, grow as a person, and because I don't drink anymore, and I haven't entirely quit smoking. I'm kind of back on the wagon, but kind of not at the same time. But I suppose I've just been thinking lately about why things happen the way they do, and why some people come into your life and change everything, and some people come in and drift away. And I suppose that's the fact of life, is that people are always coming in and out of your lives. And I suppose I cling on